Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the feature race at Keeneland, and the Friday DRF.com formulator race of the day is the Grade 3 Franklin County Stakes. It's race number 9, and let's take a peek at the group. 5.5 furlongs on the turf, $100,000 is the purse. We have a full field, and if you head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com, you can download free formulator past performances and handicap along with us as we take this field in post position order. Miss Ella won this race last year, coming from off the pace for trainer Graham Motion, but she was coming into the Franklin County of 2016 in better form, certainly, than this year. What happened last time?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the race you sort of have to reconcile if you want to go back to her right here, because I couldn't find an excuse for her in that race. She just never showed any interest at all from way off the pace, and it's not like, you know, the pace just held together on her. The horse that won it came from just ahead of her from off the pace, so there's no real excuse. I don't know how you get past it. I will say that I did think her other 3 turf sprints this year, all 3 of them, even though she only won one of them, I thought she ran really well all 3 times, so I'm not going to be surprised if she bounces back. I'm also not going to bet her at a short price.
Obviously likes Keeneland, obviously has the class to win a race like the Franklin County, but she's 7-2 on the morning line, coming off a little bit of a dud. The 2 Just a Lady, she won last time out at Louisiana Downs Stakes action for Steve Asmussen. We have a positive formulator fact for the 2 Just a Lady, last out winning turf sprinters off a mini layoff over the last year, almost 30% to 244 ROI. This horse's figs might be a little bit light, but I like her tactical speed and I like the form she's in.
Yeah, her form is actually pretty good lately, and she's not that far off the best horses in this race based on her last one. She got the 90 by her speed figure. I don't know about that race, though. I mean, I watched it. She was a very short price, and she got held up a little bit through the turn. I sort of watched that race and think she wasn't winning unless that horse on the lead. That horse sort of stopped a little bit in the late stages, and this horse got up. I don't know how much I want to go back to her in here.
She beat the number 3 Boom Bam Bing in the Tell-like Stakes, and that's kind of been Boom Bam Bing's thing recently. Close but no cigar. She needs a lot of pace, and I think she needs to improve to a career best, although she was a solid enough 5th in this race last year.
Yeah, she was. She ran fine in this race last year. We'll see if she can find the improvement that she needs to find.
Timeform US Pace Projector has the 4 Kashuga for trainer Bill Mott out there on the lead, and Kashuga and fans of Kashuga are happy they don't see that red bar that says fast pace. This horse has just been kind of a revelation this year, first for Martin Drexler and then last time out for Mott, where she just went right to the top and kept on going at Kentucky Downs, and that was a very fast race.
Yeah, I mean, she's just pretty clearly a much better horse sprinting on the grass. They haven't always kept her to those races, but when they have, she's pretty good. Her last 3 turf sprints are buyers at 93, 94, 98. She runs one of those. She's going to be wicked tough in this race. I thought she ran well last time. I also felt like she ran really well in the Royal Norther. That great thing. She couldn't hold on at the end. That was a tough beat, though.
She might have to deal with the number 5 Ruby Notion in the early portion of this race. Timeform US has Ruby Notion sitting in 2nd, and that's where she was 2 starts back when she won an allowance race at Churchill Downs, just sitting off the pace and popping. In the Caress last time out, she was prompting a pretty quick pace, and she paid the price. Wesley Ward, we know, does very good work with these kind of horses, and this filly should be in a real good spot when they swing into the stretch.
Yeah, she could get a really good trip in this race. Her form's fine. I mean, for considering she missed her entire 3-year-old year, basically. She's come back with 4 starts this year. I think she's run pretty well in all of them. She's not out of this race by a long stretch.
Lull is a sprinter. They've tried to make her a mile horse. She ran well in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf last year. She ran well in the San Clemente Handicap 2 starts back, but that's really not her game. Shorter distances are what she wants. She won last time out at Kentucky Downs. Is she a Kentucky Downs horse for course? I mean, 2 major wins there.
Yeah, she likes that turf course, to be sure. I'm more concerned. I'm not so concerned of that. I'm more concerned is she a 5.5 horse, because she's got really nice races at 6.5 and 7. 5.5 can be a little bit of a different ball game, but I'm with you. I just think that she's a turf sprinter, and that says shorter is better. I mean, every one of her turf sprints is a really good performance, except for the one where she fell.
Positive formulator fact for trainer Christophe Clement. This is a big number. Past 4 years, last out winning turf sprinters going second off the layoff, 53%. $5.36 return on investment, and this horse can lead, and she can sit, and she might find herself in a 3-wide tracking trip in a very comfortable position. Morticia has impressed me very much this year. She's won 5 of 8 for trainer Rusty Arnold, and while her buyer speed figures are light, I think you can make the case that she's one of, if not the most naturally talented horse in the race.
Yeah, you can. She has a lot of ability, but she is a little slow, though. You're right about that. I mean, her races, it just shows up and runs the same race every time, it seems like. And I also feel like, you can give her the Kentucky Downs thing last time if you want to. But just going back and looking at that race, I mean, Lull ran right by her in the stretch, so she's going to have to find a way to turn that horse away in the stretch this time. I don't know if she's going to be able to do it.
Do you think the 6.5 is actually far for her? I know she's won at 7.
Yeah.
She beat Lull at 7, though, and
Yeah.
Lull, that was a really good performance. 5.5, though, and 5 have been what she wants.
It seems like this is probably a better distance for her. So again, if you want to give her that excuse that it was a little far for her last time, fine, but you got to find a way to get past it.
Always thinking really upset the apple cart and upset Miss Ella last time out at Laurel on September the 16th. Now, she got a very fast pace, and it was a contested pace up front. Edgar Prado had always thinking relaxed in mid-pack, and then she wheeled out and she ran those horses down late. I think it's very easy to say, well, she got a great pace set up. Last time was the time to have her.
Right.
I'm going to make an argument that I think she's always been a turf sprinter at heart, and they've tried to stretch her out without much success. I think this is what she wants to do. The question is, will she get enough pace?
Right. No, I agree with that. I think you could make the argument that she's just a turf sprinter and she's finally getting to sprint on the grass. On the other hand, I don't really love that last race. I know that she got it done in there. She got a figure for it. I don't love that race, and I'm not going to take this horse back.
Scattergun showed speed in middle distance races. They turned her back against Lull and Morticia most recently. She was chasing the pace while wide and paid the price. It was her first start off a little bit of a layoff. Where does she fit right now? She sort of, I kind of like her as a 7.5 furlong to a mile type.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't really like her that much in this race. I sort of looked at it too and felt like, I wonder if they entered her this time just to make a little pace for Nobody's Fault. Because her stablemate, Nobody's Fault, is a faster and better horse than her. But she needs pace. And I just wonder if they sent her in here to maybe go out there and make sure there's some pace.
Andrea ships in from Southern California. This is a group winner in Brazil. And when she won that Group 3 race, it was over heavy going. Perhaps she's shipped to Keeneland in the hopes of getting away from those rock-hard turf courses at Del Mar. But she's been here now, I don't know, 11 times or so, and without success in North America.
Yeah, I mean, she's 0 for 11 since she got here, and not one of those races, if she runs it here, is going to get her all that much.
She finished right behind Belvoir Bay in her most recent start. That horse came back to run third in the Swing Time Stakes last week at Santa Anita with a 96 buyer. You mentioned Nobody's Fault. She is a rallying sprinter. Perhaps she has her uncoupled stablemate in here to provide some pace. And listen, you give her that kind of pace, she can run late. We saw that in races like the Giants Causeway when in behind the super Lady Aurelia.
Yeah, no, this horse is fine, and she's gotten really good since they decided she's a turf sprinter. It took them a while to decide that, but they decided it this year, and her form has really improved. She just needs some pace.
Completing the horses in the body of the field, 30-1 morning line 12, Carolina Shag. This horse easily outran her odds when third to Miss Ella in the Caress.
Yeah.
Since then, I mean, the Smart and Fancy, she had a really miserable outside post position. She had no chance in that race, and I won't hold the synthetic race against Demise Mason, Bar of Gold against her. It's just, she's mired in another miserable post position here.
Yeah, that's the problem with her. She just got stuck on it in post 12 again, but I don't care about her last 2 races. And in fact, the Smart and Fancy isn't even as bad as it looks. She came wide. She was still in contention in the upper stretch. 1, 2, 3 finishers all came up the inside on her and beat her. She ran great in the Caress, I thought. I don't think she can beat this field. She's a huge price, though, and I would definitely use her underneath.
She's your second pick in this race. Let's take a look at our top selections for the Franklin County Stakes. You're going with Lull, super consistent. Let's see if she can stay within range, going 5.5. They'll probably go a little bit faster than what she's used to, but boy, Christophe Clement has those great numbers, and Lull has really not run a bad one in her life. You're going 6, 12, 4, 1. I'll take another chance with Always Thinking. She was a big price last time out. I've always liked her as a turf sprinter. She just needs a little bit of pace. 8, 6, 4, and 7 for me in the Grade 3 Franklin County Stakes at Keeneland. If you are betting the Friday the 13th card at Keeneland, $300 sign-up bonus when you apply for DRF bets. DRF.com/falls where you need to go. Please use the promo code FALL300, and approximate post time for the Franklin County is 5:30 Eastern. Best of luck.